now, as you watch this video, your cat might be suffering in silence from a mistake that millions of cat owners make every single day. This isn't about the food you're feeding them or how often you clean their litter box. It's something far more insidious, something that veterinarians see destroying cats' kidneys and urinary systems year after year, yet most owners have absolutely no idea they're doing anything wrong. In fact, you probably think you're taking excellent care of your feline friend. But here's the terrifying truth. This one overlooked mistake is silently shortening your cat's lifespan, causing chronic pain, and setting them up for expensive, heartbreaking health crises down the road. If you care about your cat living a long, healthy, pain-free life, you need to watch this video until the very end, because by the time I'm done, you'll know exactly what this mistake is and how to fix it before it's too late. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss life-saving information like this for your beloved pet. The silent mistake that's destroying your cat's health is chronic dehydration, and it's happening in homes across the world without owners even realizing it. Unlike dogs who eagerly lap up water throughout the day, cats have an incredibly low thirst drive that dates back to their desert-dwelling ancestors who obtained most of their moisture from prey. Modern domestic cats have inherited this trait, which means they simply don't feel thirsty until they're already significantly dehydrated. Here's where the catastrophe begins. The vast majority of cat owners rely exclusively on dry kibble as their cat's primary food source, which contains only about 10% moisture content, compared to a mouse or bird in the wild which contains roughly 70% water. When you combine a naturally low thirst drive with a moisture-deficient diet, you create the perfect storm for chronic, ongoing dehydration that persists day after day, week after week, year after year. Your cat's body is constantly operating in a state of water deficit, forcing their kidneys to work overtime to concentrate urine and preserve every drop of fluid possible. This isn't acute dehydration that happens suddenly. It's a slow, insidious process that causes microscopic damage to vital organs every single day. Damage that accumulates silently until one day your cat is diagnosed with kidney disease, urinary crystals, or bladder inflammation, and you're left wondering how this happened to your perfectly healthy cat. Even if you conscientiously keep a bowl of fresh water available for your cat at all times, you're likely still not addressing the core issue. And here's why. Cats have extremely specific preferences and instincts about water that most owners don't understand or accommodate. First, cats are hardwired to avoid drinking water near their food source because in the wild, water near a kill site could be contaminated with bacteria from decomposing prey. So, if your water bowl is sitting right next to their food bowl, your cat may be instinctively reluctant to drink from it. Second, cats prefer moving, fresh water over stagnant water, which is why you might notice your cat fascinated by dripping faucets or trying to drink from your glass rather than their bowl. Stagnant water in a bowl can develop a subtle film of dust, debris, and bacteria within hours, and your cat's sensitive nose detects this immediately. Third, many cats are put off by water bowls that are too narrow, causing their whiskers to touch the sides, which creates an uncomfortable sensation called whisker fatigue. Fourth, the material of the bowl matters tremendously. Plastic bowls can harbor bacteria in microscopic scratches and may impart a taste or odor that cats find offensive, while stainless steel or ceramic bowls are far more acceptable to most felines. Finally, and perhaps most critically, even a cat who drinks regularly from a perfectly positioned clean water bowl still isn't getting anywhere near the hydration they need if they're eating primarily dry food, because they would need to drink 3 to 4 times more water to compensate for the moisture deficit in kibble, and their low thirst drive simply won't prompt them to do so. The chronic dehydration caused by this silent mistake doesn't just make your cat slightly uncomfortable. It systematically destroys their health through multiple devastating pathways that often don't show obvious symptoms until irreversible damage has occurred. The kidneys are usually the first casualties. When a cat doesn't consume enough water, their kidneys must work exponentially harder to concentrate urine and eliminate waste products from the bloodstream, causing the delicate nephrons, the filtering units of the kidneys, to deteriorate over time. By the time most cats show clinical signs of kidney disease, increased thirst, weight loss, poor appetite, vomiting, they've already lost 70% to 75% of their kidney function permanently, and there's no way to regenerate that tissue. The urinary system suffers equally catastrophic consequences. Concentrated urine creates the perfect environment for crystal and stone formation, particularly struvite and calcium oxalate crystals that can block the urethra completely in male cats, creating a life-threatening emergency that requires immediate veterinary intervention. Chronic dehydration also leads to feline lower urinary tract disease, FELUTD, and painful bladder inflammation called cystitis, causing your cat to associate the litter box with pain and leading to inappropriate urination around your home. Beyond the urinary system, dehydration contributes to chronic constipation, as the colon absorbs too much water from stool, creating hard, painful bowel movements that can eventually lead to megacolon, a condition where the colon becomes permanently stretched and dysfunctional. The cardiovascular system struggles as blood becomes more viscous, making your cat's heart work harder to pump thickened blood through their vessels. Even your cat's skin and coat suffer, becoming dry, flaky, and prone to matting as the body prioritizes vital organs over external appearance during chronic water shortage. Most cat owners miss the warning signs of chronic dehydration because cats are masters at hiding discomfort and illness, a survival instinct inherited from their wild ancestors who couldn't afford to show weakness to predators or competitors. However, if you know what to look for, your cat is likely already showing you subtle indicators that they're not getting enough water. Pay attention to your cat's litter box habits. If they're urinating less frequently than twice a day, or if their urine is dark yellow or orange instead of pale yellow, these are red flags that their body is desperately conserving water. Watch for changes in urination posture or duration. If your cat is spending longer in the litter box, straining, crying out during urination, or making frequent trips with little production, these indicate urinary tract problems stemming from concentrated urine. Check your cat's skin elasticity by gently lifting the skin at the back of their neck. In a well-hydrated cat, the skin should snap back immediately, but if it returns slowly or stays tented, that's a clinical sign of dehydration. Examine their gums, which should be pink and moist. If they're tacky or dry to the touch, or if pressing on them doesn't produce quick color return, your cat needs more fluids. Look at their eyes. Sunken eyes or a third eyelid that's partially visible can indicate dehydration. Monitor their energy levels and behavior. Chronically dehydrated cats often become lethargic, sleep more than usual, and show less interest in play or interaction. Pay attention to their coat condition. A dry, dull, or flaky coat, especially along the back and tail base, suggests insufficient hydration. Watch for changes in appetite or unexplained weight loss, as kidney damage from dehydration often manifests as nausea and reduced interest in food. Finally, if your cat has begun urinating outside the litter box, especially in unusual places like bathtubs, sinks, or your bed, this is often a desperate signal that something is wrong with their urinary system, and chronic dehydration is frequently the underlying culprit. The good news is that reversing this silent mistake and dramatically improving your cat's health is entirely achievable through strategic changes to their diet and water access. The single most impactful change you can make is incorporating wet food into your cat's daily diet, ideally transitioning to a diet that consists primarily or entirely of wet food, which contains 75% to 80% moisture content and mimics the natural hydration your cat would get from prey in the wild. If budget constraints make feeding exclusively wet food difficult, aim for at least 50% of their daily calories from wet food, preferably fed in the morning and evening, with dry food available only as a supplement or treat. When selecting wet food, choose high-quality options with named meat proteins as the first ingredients and avoid products loaded with fillers, byproducts, or excessive carbohydrates. To optimize water consumption, place multiple water sources throughout your home, particularly in areas where your cat spends time, and keep them far away from food bowls and litter boxes. Invest in a cat water fountain with a continuous circulation system. Most cats are naturally attracted to moving water and will drink significantly more from a fountain than from a stagnant bowl. Plus, the filtration system keeps water fresh and appealing. Replace water at least once daily, and wash water containers with hot soapy water every few days to prevent bacterial biofilm buildup. Use wide, shallow bowls made of stainless steel, ceramic, or glass to prevent whisker fatigue and eliminate plastic-related odors. For cats who are particularly stubborn about drinking, you can add water or low-sodium broth to their wet food, creating a soupy consistency that increases moisture intake, or offer ice cubes made from low-sodium chicken broth as a treat. Some cats enjoy drinking from running taps, and while leaving a faucet dripping constantly isn't water efficient, allowing your cat access to a running tap for a few minutes several times daily can significantly boost their hydration. Monitor your cat's progress by observing their litter box output. You should see larger clumps of urine more frequently, and the color should become progressively lighter. Schedule regular veterinary checkups that include urinalysis and kidney function blood work, especially if your cat is over 7 years old or has any history of urinary issues. Remember that transitioning a cat to wet food may take time and patience, particularly if they've been eating dry kibble their entire life. Introduce wet food gradually, mixing small amounts with their regular food and slowly increasing the ratio over several weeks to avoid digestive upset and food refusal. Now you understand the silent mistake that's been threatening your cat's health all along: chronic dehydration caused by relying on dry food and inadequate water consumption. This isn't about being a bad cat owner. It's about not having the information. You need to make the best choices for your feline companion. The damage that's already occurred can't be reversed, but starting today, you have the power to prevent further deterioration and potentially add years of healthy, comfortable life to your cat's future. Every bowl of wet food you provide, every fresh source of water you offer, every small change you implement based on what you've learned here is an investment in your cat's well-being and longevity. Don't wait until your veterinarian delivers devastating news about kidney failure or urinary blockages. Take action now while you still have time to make a difference. Your cat depends on you to be their advocate, their protector, and their voice. And now, you're armed with the knowledge to fulfill that responsibility. If this video opened your eyes to something you didn't know before, please share it with other cat owners who need to hear this message. Hit that like button to help this life-saving information reach more people. And subscribe to this channel for more essential pet health content that could save your cat's life. Your cat can't thank you in words, but trust me, their body will thank you every single day for the rest of their healthier, happier life.